So good afternoon, everyone. In last lecture, we have seen what is meant by Gauss law, right? We started our second chapter, that is static electric fields. In that, we have first seen the concept of electric flux density. So this electric flux density is nothing but whatever be the flux passing through some cross-sectional area. So here we are considering the unit cross-sectional area. So one more thing is there. Actually, this D is given as this D bar is given as this D bar is equal to Q divided by 4 pi r square, right? Into unit vector is A bar r here. Now this is flux upon area, means actually as per the Gauss law, it is flux, that flux is equal to, electric flux is equal to charge Q. Okay, so it is Q upon 4 pi r square when we are considering the two concentric rings there or two concentric spheres there. Okay, so and it is Q upon 4 pi r square into unit vector A bar r, because we are going in the direction of the radius of that sphere. Okay, that's why, because this D bar electric flux density is in that direction only. So its unit, can anyone tell me the unit of electric flux density? Yes. Anyone, unit of electric flux density? So in magnetic flux density, this B is equal to phi by A, and in electric flux density, if I consider this D is equal to psi divided by A. So what is the unit of magnetic flux density? Flux is measured in Weber, area is measured in meter square, or it is also measured in Tesla, right? So here electric flux density is measured in psi, is again measured in Weber. Okay, and this area is measured in meter square, right? But what is this psi? According to Gauss law, this psi is equal to Q, right? Psi is equal to Q. Therefore, this D can be written as Q divided by A. So this charge is measured in Coulomb and area is measured in meter square. Okay, so this is your unit. Always remember this D bar, or the electric flux density is measured in Coulomb per meter square. Okay, it is measured in Coulomb per meter square. Is it clear? Now, after that, we have seen the Gauss law. So, what is the statement of Gauss law? First statement, simple statement. So, whatever be the flux crossing that closed surface is equal to the charge enclosed by that surface. Correct. So, that is psi is equal to Q. And if we consider the integral form, so in integral form, how we can write the expression for Gauss law? Yes, all of you noted or not? Yes, expression or statement, or at least tell me that integral form only. Yes, anyone? Anyone can tell me that Gauss law? Those who are available, students. Only 34. So anyone? Rajeshri? All of you noted or not? Okay, I'll tell you that integral form, that is the closed surface integral of that D bar, that is the normal component or perpendicular component of this electric flux density over a closed surface is equal to charge enclosed by that surface. Okay, so this closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar is equal to q and it is equal to psi. Okay, so this is the integral form of your Gauss law. Then we have seen the applications of Gauss law. So in applications, when we are considering the point charge, that time what can be the equation? What can be the equation? Similarly, now we will see when we are considering an infinite line charge. An infinite line charge, then how actually we can find the charge? Okay. So from this Gauss law, we are finding charge, right? So when any infinite line charge is given, we have seen first for point charge, second is infinite line charge. Okay, infinite line charge. Okay, so for this, consider first the Cartesian coordinate system. Consider first the Cartesian coordinate system having coordinates x, y, and z. Okay, consider one cylinder now. Consider one cylinder. Okay, so what is the radius of cylinder? What is the radius of cylinder? Yes, anyone? What is the radius of cylinder? R. Okay. So here, this R is the radius of cylinder. Okay. Now, what we have to find? We have to first check the equation for d bar. That is electric flux density d bar. Okay. So for this case, we are considering small section of this cylinder. Consider small section of this cylinder. Now we are finding this charge for an infinite line charge. Okay, means when an infinite line is placed. Okay, so consider this z-axis. I am darkening this line. Consider this z-axis as an infinite line. Okay, consider this z as an infinite line. Okay. So suppose means there are number of charges. Okay. And suppose I am considering its length is L. Total length is L. Suppose I am considering. Okay. Total length I am considering L. It is from 0 to L. It is from 0 to L. Suppose. Okay. Now there will be number of charges on this line. Correct? There will be number of charges on this line, and what we are doing, we are finding this d bar. Okay, now consider the small section. This small section is nothing but your ds. Small section is nothing but ds. Just a minute. The application is not different. Yes. Okay, this is your ds. Sorry, this is your ds. Okay, now when the charge is put on this infinite line, okay, then due to that, whatever be the electric flux will pass in this direction, radial direction, right? So this is your d bar. This is your electric flux density, right? This is the component of electric flux density, okay, which is passing or which is crossing this differential area ds. Okay, all of you understood this point? This point? Actually, number of charges, what we considered one sphere. Okay, we consider one sphere, and the different charges will cross this sphere. And okay, so when this will cross, okay, these are crossing this surface area, when these are crossing this surface area, that is nothing but your d bar. Okay, that is nothing but your d bar here. So when this electric flux will cross this surface area, that is nothing but your, or the number of flux. Okay, there will be number of electric flux crossing through this surface area, and this number of flux crossing this surface area, this is nothing but your electric flux density. Okay, all of you understood this point? Yes or no? Okay, now we have to find the Gauss law, right? Or we have to see the applications here. Now, what is that? We are finding the charge from the integral form, right? So, here this Q is equal to closed surface integral of this d bar dot ds bar. Okay, this is closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar. Okay, now this d bar, okay, d bar is in which direction? So before finding that, just tell me what are the coordinates of this cylindrical system? What are the coordinates for cylindrical system? Yes, what are the coordinates for cylindrical system?
R phi z.
R phi z, correct. R phi z. Now tell me, when I am considering this small cross section, okay, एक सिलेंडर आहे आणि त्याचा एक छोटासा एक तुकडा मी कन्सिडर केला. ओके, तर तो कशाच्या डिरेक्शन मध्ये आहे हे, या जे इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स पास होत आहेत किंवा जी मी इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स डेन्सिटी इंडिकेट केली, सो दॅट इज क्रॉसिंग इन और दॅट इज पासिंग इन विच डिरेक्शन? कोणत्या डिरेक्शन मध्ये? आर च्या आहे, फाय च्या आहे का झेड च्या? येस,
R.
R, correct. It is in direction of R, because here also, if I consider this is your center, this is the center, then up to that surface, that is nothing but your radius, and in that direction only your d is there. Okay, therefore this is in the R direction. Okay, phi कसं आहे? Okay, just don't draw this, it is only for your understanding. So for phi, we are going in this direction. If we consider z, we are going in this direction. Is our d in this both direction, phi or z? No. Okay, our d is in R direction. Okay, remember our d is in R direction. So how we can write this equation for d bar? D bar is equal to, can anyone tell me? This d bar is equal to, any vector can be written as, any vector is equal to that vector into, or any vector is equal to magnitude into direction, right? So what is magnitude of this vector is d, and in which direction this vector is? So I will write this as dr. Okay, magnitude of this vector is dr, and in which direction we are going? In which direction we are going? We are going in a bar r direction. We are going in a bar r direction, therefore unit vector is a bar r. Okay, so this is your d bar here. Now you have to find here ds bar. Now you have to tell me the ds bar. I am not going to tell. What will be the ds bar? Yes, anyone?
R square sin theta d phi.
Why it is r square sine theta d phi? It is ds bar in which coordinate system? Yes. Last lecture only we have seen. For which coordinate system you told that equation? Yes. And now we are using which coordinate system? So which equation should be used here? Okay. So here what happens actually when we are finding this d bar? Okay, we are finding the surface integral, right? So concentrate here, then you will understand more. Okay, so here we are finding surface integral. It is the closed surface integral. So how many surfaces are there? When I write the closed surface integral of this d bar dot ds bar, when I am writing closed surface integral of this d bar dot ds bar, we are using one cylinder here. Okay, we are using one cylinder. So this cylinder has a top surface, bottom surface, and it will have the side. Okay, so this closed surface integral is nothing but integral of the top surface of this d bar dot ds bar plus integration of the bottom surface of this d bar dot ds bar plus the integration of the side surface for d bar dot ds bar. Okay, means this closed surface integral is nothing but the addition of your top surface, bottom surface, and side surface. Now here we are considering the side surface only, because if you check the component of this d bar चा कंपोनेंट कोणत्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये, कशाच्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये? टॉप सरफेसच्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये, बॉटम सरफेसच्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये का साइडच्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये? डी बार, यस एनीवन? कुठे डी बार? All of you getting or not? Otherwise I have to explain in another way. Side surface, correct. Okay, it is in direction of side surface. Okay, साइडच्या डायरेक्शन मध्ये, बॉटमच्या नाही, टॉपच्या नाही, because when you are considering charges, okay, and this d is in the radial direction. Okay, radial direction. Therefore we are considering this top, and for this top and bottom surface, this will become 0. It will become 0. Therefore this closed surface integral of this d bar dot ds bar is equal to 0 plus 0 plus only the side for side surface. Okay, I will directly write here. It is only for the side surface, because for top and bottom surface these are 0. Okay, only for side surface of d bar dot ds bar. Okay, now here when we are considering this side surface, that time d bar is equal to dr into a bar r, but we have to find here ds bar. Okay, so this ds bar can be given as, if your r is constant, means phi and z are present. If phi and z are present, then tell me what is the differential length for phi? What is the differential length for phi? Otherwise, you just go to the first chapter, find cylindrical coordinate system, and in cylindrical, you just find the equation for ds bar when your r is equal to constant. Yes. Hello, what are you doing or necessary to explain? What's the time? Okay, be fast. We have to see 2 derivations now. Yes. ds bar for cylindrical system, we are using here cylinder. When r is equal to constant, tell me fastly.
R d phi dz.
R d phi dz. Okay, how it is? Because for phi is angle, right? Angle, that is arc. So we are taking radius into angle. Arc, that is our differential length. And for z, it is dz only. Okay, differential length is dz. So in this way, you can find this ds bar. Now this is your vector quantity. Now, but r is equal to constant, means r is perpendicular here, right? So unit vector is a bar r. Unit vector is a bar r. Therefore, it is equal to integration of d bar dot ds bar. Okay. So what is d bar? D bar is dr into a bar r dot this ds bar is r d phi dz into unit vector a bar r. Now just take the dot product of this a bar r and a bar r, means we can write this in as integration of, I'll take the dr r d phi and dz here, and this is a bar r dot a bar r. Then what is a bar r dot a bar r? It is again equal to
1.
1. Okay, so integration of dr into r d phi and dz. Now what are the variables here? Phi and z, right? Phi and z. So we have to integrate with respect to phi and with respect to z. So first note it fastly, then we'll see the remaining derivation. 128. Okay, what? झालंय का? Okay, when you finish, tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll first write the equation here. And then I write. So equation is, we are finding Q, which is equal to the surface integral of this d bar dot ds bar, which is equal to integration of this dr r d phi and dz. There is no small and so just tell me how this phi will vary. Means just tell me the limits, how this phi is varying and how the z will vary. Yes. Phi is varying from
0 to 2 pi.
0 to 2 pi. So it is equal to, I'll take this dr into r here. Okay. Because these are constant. So integration of this d phi. Okay. And this phi is varying from 0 to 2 pi. And integration of this dz, and z is varying from a given length of that cylinder, that is from 0 to L. Okay. So it is equal to dr. It is equal to dr into r. Okay. This is 2 pi. Okay. First I'll write there. This integration will be phi, which is varying from 0 to 2 pi, and then z, which is varying from 0 to L. Okay, so it is equal to dr into r, then 2 pi minus 0, and it is L minus 0. Okay, so it is equal to dr r 2 pi L. 2 pi L. So it is nothing but your Q, right? It is nothing but your Q. Okay. So if I take this Q to the right side, or I'll take this to the left side, so I'll get the equation for dr. This dr can be written as Q divided by 2 pi RL. I'll write this as 2 pi RL. Okay. Is it clear up to this point? Everyone? 34. Okay. 134. Is it clear up to this point?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we have seen the equations for this line charge density, right? Surface charge density rho s, then volume charge density. What is rho L? Rho L. So in general, actually it is, can anyone tell me? Delta. Okay. So it is delta. Okay. It is delta Q upon delta L. Okay. Then this rho S is equal to delta Q divided by delta S. And this rho V is equal to delta Q divided by delta V. Okay. So what is given here? Here, this is Q divided by L, right? So why it is delta? When we are taking some small sections, okay, that time we are using this delta. Okay, so here this is q by L. So instead of this q by L, I'll write here rho L. Okay, I'll write rho L. So I can write this dr as dr is equal to q divided by, sorry, this dr is equal to rho L divided by 2 pi r. Or if we consider that a vector quantity, okay, so if we consider one vector quantity, so this d bar can be written as d bar r can be written as rho L divided by 2 pi r into unit vector a bar r. Okay, into unit vector a bar r. Also, we can write the equation for E bar. This E bar is equal, D bar is equal to epsilon 0 E bar. So, you have to simply multiply here. Okay. So, here we have already find here the equation for Q. Okay, but we can write this in terms of the D bar and E bar also. So, note everyone, then we'll see the next point. Okay, over, completed. समजलंय का हे सगळ्यांना? समजलंय का? येस और नो? Okay, I'll erase this equation. It's not working. Okay, हे eraser करें. Okay, now we'll see the infinite sheet charge. Infinite sheet charge. Okay, so here we are considering so here we are considering again a Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, consider a Cartesian coordinate system, the x, y, and z coordinate. Now consider one sheet which is placed in x and y plane. Consider an infinite sheet which is placed in x and y plane. Okay, and it is on the ground floor only. It is on the ground floor only. Now, here we have to consider one small section. We have to consider one small section, but how actually it is. Okay, so for this purpose, again consider one uh, uh, one rectangle like shape. Just wait, I'll draw here. So it is okay. So okay, so in this way, one rectangle is there. So you can consider here on that surface only, you can consider the small section here. Okay, you can consider small section of that surface that is denoted by ds. That is denoted by ds. Now, the d bar component, that is the electric flux density component, will be in which direction? Can anyone tell me? Because as this is rectangle, we are considering this means as a Gaussian surface, that is rectangle, and that rectangle means we have to consider the Cartesian coordinate system here, because it is also called rectangular coordinate system, right? So what we have to consider here, we have to consider the coordinates first, x, y and z, right? So here if we are considering the d bar, that is electric flux density, then where actually it will be, in which direction? Because we are considering here the small section of that sheet. We are considering small section of that sheet, right? So in previous example, or in previous application, what we have seen, we are considering the line charge, but that line charge is placed in one cylinder. Okay, but here is also sheet. Okay, sheet is there. Okay, but whatever be the surface we are considering, that surface is in one rectangle. Okay, in one rectangle. So can anyone tell me the perpendicular vector to that sheet or that surface? Yes, or can I share direct diagram here? Okay, so that it will be very clear for you. Okay, just wait. I'll share the diagram here. Okay, this is for this we already have done. Yes, visible now? Yes. Is this diagram visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now just consider this. This is z is equal to 0, means I told you that this sheet is placed in x and y plane, right? So you can consider this rectangle. Okay, this rectangle, and whatever be the surface, okay, on that sheet, okay, of this rectangle is shown by this ds, okay, and this rectangular shape is your Gaussian surface. Okay, so in that whatever be the flux, okay, whatever be the flux coming out will be, okay, हा जो म्हणजे आपण काय करतोय पहिल्यांदा एक्स वाय प्लेन मध्ये एक शीट कन्सिडर करतोय. ओके, तर त्या शीटचा एक जो सेक्शन आहे तो कशामध्ये आहे, तर या गॉशियन सरफेस मध्ये. त्याच्यामध्ये काय होणार आहे, तुमच्या इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स पास होतील अँड देर विल बी इलेक्ट्रिक फ्लक्स डेन्सिटी. ओके, या थोड्याशा सरफेस मधून पास होणाऱ्या फ्लक्स काय आहेत, नंबर ऑफ फ्लक्स पासिंग थ्रू दिस सरफेस एरिया इज नथिंग बट युअर फ्लक्स डेन्सिटी, राईट. तर त्या ज्या फ्लक्स पास होणार आहेत त्या कशा असतील, दॅट आर ऑलवेज परपेंडिक्युलर, दॅट आर always perpendicular, remember. So it is in upward and downward direction, it is in upward and downward direction. So it is taken as a bar n. Okay, a bar n means it is the normal component. So the perpendicular, in if it is perpendicular in positive z direction, then it is taken as plus a bar n, and in downward direction these are minus a bar n, these are minus a bar n. Okay, so here we have to write the equation again. We have to, what we have to find, we have to find the charge q, right? Means again we have to use this equation that closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar is equal to q. Okay, so here first find this d bar. Now first consider which planes we have to see there. Okay, so can anyone tell me, so if when we are considering this sheet, so which sides we can consider, that here are done. So here are the two top and bottom surfaces, right? One is the top surface, another is the bottom surface is there, and you can consider this side. Okay, all are sides we can consider here, means there is front side, back side, left side and right side, but all we consider here only sides, because your this d bar is not in the side direction, it is in z direction, or it is in upward and downward direction. Therefore we can consider only the top, bottom surface and side surface. Okay, so here you can check. So here we are finding this q, which is equal to closed surface integral of d bar dot ds bar, that is closed surface integral of this surface integral of sides plus top plus bottom. Okay, but for sides the flux density component is not there, it is only for top and bottom surface. Remember, it is only for top and bottom surface. Okay, so only this side surface is equal to 0, means surface integral of this d bar dot d bar is for ds bar for sides is equal to 0, and for top and bottom it will be present. Now we have to find this for first the top surface. Now for top surface we can write equation for d bar. Okay, so what is d bar? D bar is equal to, in which direction we are going, in for top surface, in which direction we are going? Yes, for top surface in which direction we are going? Plus z axis, minus z axis? Yes,
Plus z.
plus z axis, correct, plus z axis. Therefore it is plus, here it is written, it is plus dz into a bar z, plus direction, therefore it is plus a bar z. So, and this ds bar for the top surface, we have to find ds bar. Now what is ds bar? For the top surface. Okay, for top surface, if z is equal to constant or z is perpendicular, then which axes are present? You can see here, if you are able to see my arrow, this line is in x direction and this horizontal line is in y direction. Therefore, dx and dy will be present. That is your differential surface area, right? Okay, so dx and dy are your differential surface areas, and the perpendicular direction is plus a bar z. Okay, so d bar dot ds bar is equal to dz. Just take the dot product. D bar is dz into a bar z, and ds bar is dx dy a bar z. So take dot product of a bar z dot a bar z is equal to 1. So remaining quantity is only dz, dx and dy. Okay, now then we have to find again for the bottom surface. Okay, so if we consider the bottom surface, right, if we consider here the bottom surface, then again d bar. So just tell me what will be d bar for bottom surface? For bottom surface, what will be the d bar?
Minus z.
It is in minus z direction, you are right, but we have to write this as dz. Dz there will be and plus dz, but direction is opposite, that is minus a bar z. Okay, so here it is. You can see this d bar is equal to dz into minus a bar z for bottom surface, right? Then this ds bar is equal to, that is again the differential area for this bottom surface. So it is dx. Okay, this is x direction, this is y direction. It is dx into dy, but perpendicular vector is changing, right? It is in negative direction. Therefore, just multiply by minus a bar z. Again take the dot product. Okay, d bar dot ds bar, which is equal to dz dx dy, minus a bar z and minus a bar z. Their dot product will be again 1. Okay, up to this point clear? Up to this point, any doubt? Yes, any doubt? समझले का? Yes or no? समझले का? Yes or no? समजला असेल तर येस म्हणा, नसेल तर नाही म्हणा. काहीतरी बोला. येस. प्रशांत, प्रवीण, शिवशरण, प्रीति, Rani, no one is answering. Okay. So I hope you understood. So here, up to this point, we have seen the equations for the top surface and bottom surface. Okay. Now we have to add this. Okay, because we are finding the equation for charge Q is equal to, now it is integration for top surface, it is dz dx dy, and for bottom it is integration of dx dz dx and dy. Okay, but surfaces are different, top and bottom. Okay, so here for this top and bottom surfaces, this dx and dy we consider as a. Okay, integration of this dx and dy we consider a. Okay, that is the area of surface. So if we put integration of this dx and dy, no, मला हे complete करायचं. हाँ. So dx and dy is equal to a. I'm considering as a here. That is the area of that surface. So we can put here q is equal to. So dz is present here, right? dz plus dz. Okay, and a is also there. dz into a. Instead of this, you can put here dz into a plus dz into a. Okay, so this q is equal to 2 dza. So as we know that that this q is equal to, when we are considering, so here it is given rho s is equal to limit as delta s tends to 0 of this delta q upon delta s. Okay, delta q upon delta s. This is your differential surface area. So that area is given as a here. So we can write equation for q as this q is equal to rho s into a. Okay, q is equal to rho s into a means if we compare these two equations, that is q is equal to 2 into dz into a, this one equation, and q is equal to rho s into a, another equation. If you compare these two equations, then what we get? We get rho s is equal to q divided by a. Okay, this rho s is equal to q divided by a, which is the surface charge density, and this rho s can be written as, so what is this rho s? It is 2 dz. Okay, so from this equation you can put all the values. Okay. So here this rho s, you can put just here q upon a is equal to rho s. If q upon a is equal to rho s, then you will get this rho s is equal to 2 dz, and this dz is equal to rho s upon 2. So we can write equations for d bar. That is because this d bar is in z direction. So it is dz a bar z, or it is rho s upon 2 into a bar z. Also we can write equation for E bar here. Okay, so here we have seen the two applications of our Gauss law. So in next lecture we'll see the application of Gauss law for the unsymmetrical problem, or it is the point form of Gauss law, and that is very important. So everybody be present for the next lecture also. Thank you all. We'll stop here. Thank you and have a nice day.